Hello and welcome to another part of my blind playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. This time it's a ninth part, and in the last episode we got into the Raedric's hold and cleared a little bit of outside and roof areas. So we entered the hold and we are need to explore more of the rooms, and at the end hopefully to successfully confront the owner of the hold. So let's go and enjoy the game. So last time we found in the chests Baratheon price ropes, and I hope we can get
Oh?
some incognito. And let's see behind these doors as a start.
Oh?
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Oh, first two acolytes. Hold, brother. Pardon my interruption, but I don't seem to recall seeing you before. I've only recently taken my vows. And who is this? Raedric's new mercenaries. I was told to show them to their posts. The priest considers you a moment longer than not. Then be about your business. Satisfied, he turns away to walk away. We were fortunate to get away with that once. I doubt we can count on such luck again. Waiden's legacy is but a sign of Berad's displeasure.
Laying low.
Hold, brother. No one is to leave their post until Raedric gives word. Where are you going? I was heading back to my post. The paladin regards you quietly for a brief moment. And just where are you coming from? Well, it's just that there's this one acolyte, you see. The paladin laughs unpleasantly. You new recruits, ratting like rabbits. Save some of that energy for your duties. Reassured, he turns away.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
The threadbare ropes in the closet smell of incense.
I shall make it so. It's done.
Ocean of power. That's best for Adar. Let's see what's inside. Scrolled note. I got your gift. I can't believe someone actually wrote down that kind of thing on parchment. I left something for you in the chapel. Careful not to go digging in the wrong skull again.
Yes? I shall make it so.
Hmm. Too low mechanics. Anybody better than my character? 4, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0.
Oh?
Maybe later. Lore book. And another.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done.
Nothing here. Looks like not. Netmar. This frail old priest is hunched over a table, surrounded by scattered scrolls and parchment, examining their contents with the aid of a thick monocle. He glances up as you approach, blinking rheumy eyes. More visitors then. You're not one of the acolytes, or the guards for that matter. His voice is dry, quiet rasp, which makes you an intruder at the least. Kolsk put you up to this, I suppose. Yes, That would be him, sending young men to dash themselves against the keep's defenses. He shakes his head. Would that my sermons could draw such fervor? Still, you are here. What is it you want? Mm, How did you know I came here on behalf of Kolsk? Nenmar studies you quietly for a moment. My eyes may be failing me, but my wits have not. Kolsk had recruited what allies he can, and he has begun to strike against the keep in earnest. It has not been long since this his latest effort, as I predicted, and as you can see, the attempt was a disaster. Kolsk is unwilling to grasp certain truths, nor does he understand what it is that keeps Raedric in power. He will need much guidance. If he means to take Raedric's place, I can only hope he would listen. Good thing his predecessor set expectation low then. You don't seem to think much of this Kolsk fellow. It is not that. I simply disagree with his methods. I have known we have known each other for a long time. I remember him as a young lad. It makes it all the harder to see him act this way, impulsively, blindly. Nedmar frowns. He and his followers have brought more harm than good, for all his good intentions. But I do not wish him harm, and so I find myself caught within their struggle for power. He raises a bony finger. But neither Colonel nor Raedric can resolve this crisis. They are but mortal men. We must turn to Berath. It is that wind god who will bring peace and balance to the souls of Gilded Vale, and it is to Berath that we must pray if we are to see Voidman's legacy ended. I am here to face Raedric. Will you help me? Nedmar's brows, Nedmar's brows knit together in an expression of mournful regret. I don't know that I can. I have tried to warn Kolsk and his people of the dangers. I have in truth tried often to sway them from their path. My efforts do not seem to have made any difference. Play nice with the fella that wants to kill you and all your friends? Can imagine why they wouldn't listen to some advice like that. Even poor Jacko. I thought he at least might be saved, but he's Austria's now. Fodder for her experiments. He bows his head, setting his trembling hands upon the table for support. I have narrowly escaped suspicion. Raedric is in the grip of grief and will not be swayed. He will bring his wrath down upon those poor prisoners. He shakes his head, and I cannot shoulder the guilt. I cannot bear it. You mentioned Austria's experiments. Austria, a bright young woman, corrupted by the teaching of the Animancers. She has filled Lord Raedric's head with blasphemous notions and false hope, preying upon his desire to guide his people. And he has been foolish enough to listen. Raedric has given Austria leave to conduct what experiments she will. Now the lowest teach now the lowest reaches of the keep are filled with the smell of rot. Who knows what souls dwell, lamenting in the darkness? Animancers. His lips twist into a frown. Why am I not surprised they're involved in this nonsense? I begged Lord Raedric's forgiveness on my acolyte's behalf, but I think I have only delayed Jacko's fate. He shakes his head. He is at Austria's mercy now. Tell me about Jacko. One of my acolytes. Nedmar's expression crumples with grief. I found him begging in the street when he was young, but I found him begging in the street when he was but a young lad. I took him in. I hoped he might grow within the church, take my place when I grew too old to serve Lord Raedric. A bitter note enters his voice. but he took an interest in Kol's efforts. His vain rebellion. I could not keep him from leaving. And now he has joined cults against our lord and lingers in the dungeons. I fear he may already have fallen victim to Austria's evil design. If I save Jacko, will you help me reach Raedric? I I could give you the means to enter Raedric's chapel below. That would put you beside his throne room. Nedmar's voice trembles, but I cannot risk it while Jacko is in danger. If you can see him safely out of Austria's reach, I promise you, I will do my best to help you. He looks cautiously around the room. Oh, this will do more good than a disguise. We have a passphrase. It is from every ending a beginning. Say that, and the guards here will leave you. On this floor alone, I'm afraid. Raedric's sellswords have little patience for such things. I will do my best to avoid bloodshed. The old priest lets you The old priest lets out a relieved breath, and you see the first small semblance of hope within his eyes. Be cautious. Austria wields powerful sorceries, and she has a fondness for cruel traps. I don't doubt she will be a terrible foe if angered. Nedbar claps his hands together. Gods guide you. I have reached Lord Raedric's hold. Lord Raedric waits somewhere within, but making my way inside will not be a simple task. I spoke with Redmar the High Priest. He promised to grant me safe access to Raedric's throne room if I manage to free his former acolyte Jacko from the keep's prisons in the lower dungeon.
To whispers and shadows. Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Okay, looks like this is everything. Let's continue.
Now this I haven't seen before.
Hmm. Sweet musky incense is stored in boxes under the altar. Ah, too bad. 3 lockpicks wasted again.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Not down yet. Dungeons, this will be the Osria's place probably. But let's explore it a little bit more.
Hello? Hello?
The siege platform. Hold there, what are you doing here? From every ending, a beginning. The priestess narrows her eyes but nods. Apologies, acolyte. Go on your way.
Slow and silent.
Advanced legacy is but a sign of Berat's displeasure. Pardon me, I'm busy.
I'll take a look. I'm on the trail.
I think that's it for this floor. Let's go to the siege platform first. Because I'm curious. Looks like not much here. Oh,
Now here's something.
what boots are these? Boot of stealth. Four, 2, 2, 2, 0, 1. I'll give it to Eloth. For now. Nothing better. what does the stealth do? Does it help to detect? So let's go back to dungeons. And yeah, let's quick save and probably try to exchange the cloth. Maybe. Maybe it will help. Oh. The passphrase should help on the upper floor.
Laying low.
Goal. Let's try it this way.
Brave thou Philotheli.
It might be.
Spot on!
This one is casting. Let's see. And now Raedric knockdown.
Shall we get some shut-eye?
Laying low.
Next time I
All
need
right then.
to put him better in position. Few more tombstones. Or memorials.
Slow and silent.
Trap.
What have we here?
Fine Brigandine. That's damage reduction 12. This one is 9. This one is still better. Or no. I use this on other. Minus 50. Minus 50. Let's do it this way. Lion hide here. And vegetables here. So.
Yes?
Okay. A little bit of inventory play. Gouge marks and scratches like the edge of the lid. Another trap.
Now here's something.
Nothing interesting. The bite marks on these bones appear to be proper size for folk and elven teeth.
Certainly.
And what does the flame reveal?
Let's see what lies this way.
Just to be sure. Crash 15 and corrode 9, and I think this is a little bit better for the Eder, and Brigandine will go to Kana.
Varathus!
Brave thousand.
Ah, music. Let's
Yes?
do this. And more of this, and more of this.
That's it! I don't suppose we could rest a spell. Yes?
Ready, Watcher.
More revenants.
Finish them! That's it!
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Hey. Now here's something.
Easy. Big black ooze. Where are you? Here.
Oh?
And he's gone. Go here or here?
I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done. Hey.
Oh, skeletons.
Oh? Gotta try something else!
Dead on!
Hey.
Let's do this.
Oh?
And this.
I think it may be time to strike up camp. Ugh.
Hey.
Nice and quiet.
Blood is smeared on the wall in the vague shape of letters. Whatever it once said has been obscured by a crimson handprint. Hey, over here. Get me out of this cell, please. Can you pick the lock? I think that the Animancer has the key. Okay, so just to save 3 lockpicks, I will
I can get it to spill its
try to find the
secrets.
Animancer first.
It's done.
I shall be discreet.
A few bloodied fingernails are embedded in the dirt.
Yeah.
Settle!
Where are you there? Here.
Hey,
Raid does not believe.
Oloth.
Ready, Watcher.
Gotta try something else.
Nice and quiet.
Oh?
Blood and flecks of dried flesh across the restraints. The tank is warm to the touch. The glass vibrates with the bubbling fluid inside. Another lore book. Where to go now? I probably will Animancer will be somewhere here, so I just explore the stuff first. And we'll see what we can find more.
light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Now let's go here. Stop.
Now here's something.
Failed. Okay. So we only need to lure him. No, come here.
Certainly.
That's it!
We'll fare better if we get some sleep.
Another trap.
Now here's something.
Tip of no.
How may I help?
Thankfully, I was able to run away.
Spot on!
Oh, trap.
That's it! Yes? It's done. Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Okay, I have missed one trap. My money.
Certainly.
To lower ramparts. Maybe in a minute. Trap.
What have we here?
Huh. What's my level?
Hmm?
I think I risk it
Hey.
with the dare.
Yes?
Ready, Watcher.
Okay, this was good. It was worth few. Plus accuracy. So Adder has what? He has +2 dexterity. Accuracy 41, 30, 31, 21, 35. I think I give it to my character.
Oh?
Let's check this first. No, not to run a lot.
Feels like I've been
It was the run.
around in a
Thankfully, he missed it.
snowstorm.
Use this and long time now. Good.
Dead on!
Grave thou Philophili.
No, Adder first. Go hide yourself.
Grave
Fuck.
thou Philophili.
This. Where are you, Olaf? Where are you? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yep.
Dead on!
What?
Hmm?
Laying low.
Certainly. How may I help? I shall. Oh?
Let's see if there is something more in the room. Looks like not. So...
Laying low.
What have we here?
Hey.
Okay, let's go.
I shall make it so. It's done.
Unlocked. Will be trapped again? Hopefully not. Oh, just a lore book.
Hmm?
Nah, shame. Let's go here.
I'm on the trail.
Just to be sure that we haven't missed anything. I think this is the way outside. Let's see. Yes, this is the second way inside. So let's go back and finish exploring the dungeon.
I'll see what I can find. What have we here? It's done. I shall make it so. I shall make it so. It's done.
Slow and silent.
Hey.
Oh?
Ready, Watcher.
Following your lead.
Oh?
A woman coughs mid-steps across the room, turns her head to face you. Long curls of black hair frame her face, one side of which is flecked with some green liquid. The gaze she sets upon you holds an eerie intensity. More interruptions. The woman sets down the book she holds, smiling faintly. What an interesting time we've been having of late. So many uninvited guests. I suppose I have to thank you for all the damage to my work. It took time to get those people back on their feet, you know. Austria frowns. What is it you're doing here? Hmm, were those yours? I prefer cats myself. I one of those as well. Osra studies you, mouth crooking upwards in a small smile. You're one of Golth Clitrolabras, I take it. Come to fulfill his ambitions? Put an end to his departed allies? No matter what concerns me is the curse upon gilded swale people. I am on the cusp of a great discovery, and it is not Koskun that undermines me. She eyes you. You might have chosen more powerful allies. Why haven't you been able to find a cure yet? Osra's expressions go scold. It's that fool priest, Nedmar. The Baratheon, she sneers. That old man has woven a tidy little tapestry of lies and fables. Lord Raedric is a pious man, and Nedmar holds power over him, especially now. After this business with Ygritte as if that hello-born child was my doing. In any case, my efforts are increasingly hobbled by ignorance. I think you'd have more luck countering these superstitions if your methods weren't so grim. Can I eyes one of the undead warily? The priest has focused Lord Raedric's attentions upon the ruins of scattered the god's temple. If it is consecrated anew, rededicated to Berath, then the curse will be lifted. Osria rolls her eyes. Raedric believes him, of course. In any case, he has supplied a vast amount of gold towards the effort. You will note that I am bereft of such generous support. She gestures to her lap with a sweep of her arm. I am left to scrounge for answers in these dismal conditions. What caused Waden's legacy? It isn't the superstitions of senile old men, I can tell you that, Osria snorts. The legacy is an affliction of the soul, and I have been dedicated my life alongside my peers to understanding the fabric of souls, the essence of life. With any luck, she'll hang on that tree alongside her peers too. Elot's voice is cold. I consider I consider myself the foremost student of Pangraham's famed theorems. It wasn't by chance that I was called here to assist in determining the true cause of this blight. This curse is not a parting gift from scattered God, nor a punishment for petty sins. It must be a localized effect, something which strips the souls from a body, as the Biavaks are known to do. Don't tell my town that. They might get real embarrassed about trying to have me hanged. I have detected, even so, lingering traces of essence upon the bodies of so-called Hollowborn. This suggests that the soul itself has not been wholly destroyed. It remains, I think, intact somewhere, and so it can be retrieved, sutured, if you will, back into this its mortal flesh. Could I help somehow? Osri angles a curious look your way. An interesting proposal. I certainly can't leave you threatening Lord Ledric's life. How would I continue my research if he were gone? She frowns. Still, perhaps we need not to be enemies. If your true purpose is indeed, as Skull's claims, to help Gilded Vale, then we are of one mind, and you may well be of use to me. I stand at the very brink of revelation, but Nedmar's interference has gone too far. What do you want me to do? I want you to deal with the High Priest, of course. With him gone, Raedric will have nobody to distract him. We can focus our efforts upon resolving this crisis, and we will have the resources to do so. Kill him, and in return I will give you the means to speak with Raedric. A sacred way, by which you can avoid the guards. Nosria smiles crookedly. They are not as patient as I, you see, nor do they ask many questions before attacking. She raises a finger. All this with the condition that you do not harm Lord Raedric. Elot speaks between his teeth. I do hope you're not considering a deal with her. No deals. I'm leaving now. Osra smells fades swiftly. Very well. If it's battle for you long f- Very well. If it's battle you long for, I'm happy to indulge you. Perhaps Lord Raedric will show me greater favor if I bring him your corpses as well. Okay, so you go here, you go here. Aloth goes here. Or not. I think this is the best for you, and let's kill the ghoul. And against the pathfinding. Let's go. Aloth. And where are you? And once again, knockdown, and everyone pile on Osria, starting with Eloth, and stunning with Miriam. Good.
We'll fare better if we get some sleep.
A key. It's and new Necronomicon, or how it's called. Osria's Grimoire. Let's do it this way. One moment. One day, 9 hours.
I'll see what I can find.
Let's search them
Certainly.
first for traps or hidden locations. Black Cat. At first you think this poor creature is diseased, for its black fur seems to have fallen off its hide in patches, but when the cat turns to investigate a fly on the wall, you note that an entire section of its ribcage is open to the air. Some of its tail has rotted away altogether to reveal a few jagged vertebrae. This doesn't seem to bother the cat much. It lets out the thrilling purr and rubs against your shin. Pet the cat. You spend a few pleasant moments scratching the cat between the ears. Black fur comes away in clumps. Okay, pick up the cat. You pick up the surprisingly light and unexpectedly pointy creature, and it purrs contentedly in your arms. The small black cat makes a grisly companion, for its thin hide is stretched over its bones, the skin is rotting away round its chin, and there is an unsavory gleam in its golden eyes. All the same, it seems content to twine about your ankles, purring. Okay. Let's see if this will lower the reputation or
Oh?
not. Stiletto, fine as stock. Defiance by neutral, overwhelmingly good. Looks like not. Another lore book. Another lore book. Looks like it did not lower the
Oh?
reputation, even though it was.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
And here is something. But I have absolutely no clue how to get there. Oh, probably it's the way she wanted to talk about to get to Raedric. If I would be the evil guy. Okay, let's go here.
And what does the flame reveal?
Oh, I completely forgot to open this one. Oh, I did not. The camping supplies. Where this goes? To the kitchen. Let's go there just after getting to ramparts first. And I hope they will not go through this. And then we... Now, let's save you first. Jacko. This young man's face is badly bruised, and his gaunt form is covered in a threadbare shirt. He watches you, shivering, with a measure of hope in his eyes. I don't know who you are, but will you help me? Gods, what have people become in this place? He gazed nervously past you, and that open cell door. He gazed nervously past you at the open cell door. I don't think I can fight my way out. You must be Jacko. Nedmar sent me to find you. Nedmar? Jacko gives a quiet laugh of disbelief. The priest sent you? I thought... Well, I thought he'd leave me here to rot. He wasn't too happy when I left the keep. I told him I could do far more good with Kolsk than as an acolyte. He accused me of joining a band of outlaws. Jacko looks down at his feet. I guess we were both wrong. What can you tell me about Nedmar? Nedmar's been a father to me, really. My actual father was a trader, and he died in a bandit raid when I was young. I don't remember him much. I remember the days after, though. Stuck here in Gindalad Vale, begging for food. Nedmar was a priest of the scattered god back then. He took me in and raised me in the church. I was going to follow in his footsteps, even after he converted, and we turned to the twin god. But I started seeing what was happening to Gilded Vale, what Raedric was doing and Nedmar. He just kept on saying the things would work out, that we had to stand by the Lord of the Keep. Kalsk was the only one who seemed to be willing to do anything about it, instead of, well, preaching. He smiled sadly. So that's two fathers I left behind. I take it you ended up here after assaulting the keep with Kalsk and his men. Yes, He looks away. It seemed a good plan. We got in without incident, and I knew the way. But we were surprised in the dungeons, and most of us. Jacko shudders. You'll have seen some of them. Few of them. Their bodies, at least. Not their minds anymore, but their souls. The woman down here, Raedric's animancer, her name is Osria. I've heard her speaking sometimes, talking about a cure. Lord Raedric calls on her often, but she's not curing anyone. She's only turned man and woman into monsters. He shudders. I watched her take the others. I was sure I'd be next. Elot shakes his head. Men and women turned to this evil to kill Holborn? Madness. Tell me about Osria. There's something not right about her. A bad feeling. I mean, I knew the moment she arrived. Things would take a turn for the worse, he shivers. There's nothing good comes of dealing with animancers. Unnatural. The lot of them. She is the one who transformed them, changed my friends into monsters. Said she was doing it for the good of Gilded Vale. Jacko clenches a fist. More like the good of her coin purse and her sick curiosity. She's dangerous, and who knows what else she's got in her laboratory. I wouldn't go in there. She has a convincing manner. Spells, no doubt. Osria's dead. Jacob breathes in sharply, surprised, before sagging with relief. Good. She deserved far worse. Maybe, with her gone, the people she's changed can pass to the next life. I hope so, anyway. Brave of you to take her on. Those animancers, you never know what they are capable of. You're free. Make a run for it. Thank you, stranger. I have to get back to the fork, but first some food and rest. I think. Tell Nedmar, well, tell him I still have the carving of the pale knight he gave me as a boy, and that I hope he is well. Good luck, and may the gods keep you safe. I have released Jacko from his cell. Okay, so he probably was speaking to travel to Magran's Fork. Okay. I just need to remember this. And now to the lower ramparts.
Brave thou Elon.
Selsford. Let's
Brave.
Jesus. And Captain of the Guard. And then let's use this again. Down there, endurance. Where are you? Turn this on and kick the Sellsword. I think you should go here. And you.
That's it!
Lock on!
Too long has it been since we made camp.
Fine scale armor. Let's put it here and everything else into the stash. Damage reduction 9. So what do we have? 10. 12. 7. The canisters are filled with wet, clumped gunpowder.
Laying low.
I'll check the helm later. Fine mace. The bottom staves of the barrels are dark but dry. Whatever these barrels held leaked out long ago. Let's go to the kitchen and then to the Nedmar. Or maybe take a nap. I use this. And let's do this. And pick up the camping supplies
Oh?
right away. Here is the
Hello?
kitchen.
Hello?
Snow cap. Let's see, what do we have here. The roast goat smells only faintly of smoke and burnt fat. Hunks of meat have been carved from the cold carcass. Well, let's go probably first to the Nedmar. I see, so you have to choose for everyone the best stuff. We'll do it later. Or next time properly. You returned. Have you found him? Are there any survivors? Jacko is saved. He asked me to tell you that he's kept the carving you gave him as a boy. Nedmar's eyes widen. With sudden vigor, he rushes forward to grasp your arm. Oh, thanks the gods. Thank you. I did not think you could. That is, I feared. He shakes his head. I did not want him to meet the pale knight so soon. Nedmar pulls away, collecting himself. Here, what I promised you in return. He pulls a large iron key from the pocket of his robe and hands it to you. This will open a door in the scriptorium. He points west, and from there you can reach the chapel and Lord Raedric without encountering quite so many guards. Take this too. I have little wealth to offer. Better to give something of use. 2 more scrolls of protection. I would entreat you before you go. Despite his shortcomings, Lord Raedric follows the gods with obedience, and he has Gilded Vale's best interest in mind. It may be that, with time, he can achieve what he desires. Please, consider this before you turn to violence. I thought you'd favor Kolsk as a Lord of Raedric's hold. I favor him as he is, a man of vision, but Kolsk has a hunger in him for rule, even if to good purpose. He is not led by his faith. Still, he is my friend, and I am willing to assist Kolth in restoring divine favor to the lands of Gilded Vale, should Lord Raedric fall, that is. What does this key open? This is a master key. Nedmar wrings his hands as he speaks. It will not open every door, but it will permit you access to the stairs leading down into the Lord's chapel. It will also open the doors along the keep's main hall, but you will face heavy fighting if you go that way. You do not have much time. Whatever your intent, Lord Raedric will soon discover that one of his prisoners has escaped, and then you will lose the element of surprise. Goodbye. I saved Jaco, Nedmar's young acolyte, and informed Nedmar of my success. The priest gave me a key, with which I can open the door to the scrivener's quarters, and through it reach the chapel, directly beside Raedric's throne room.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Okay, I think I go for the kitchen first.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Raedric's guard. A lot. And you. Intruders!
That's it!
Certainly.
Fine mail armor. Let's see this. Minus 45. Under the pillow is a wooden medallion carved with a rising sun and 3 stars. It's tied to a leather tongue. Arbalest.
Oh?
To whispers and shadows. That's it!
Dead on!
Certainly.
Nice and quiet.
Silver forks and knives are gnawed with tarnish. Okay, I think this is the heavy position Nedmar was talking about. So let's go to a few more rooms and then I think I go directly for Raedric.
Hey.
Raid.
Alarm, alarm! Fuck.
Spot on!
Let's see what lies this way.
I hope he was not yelling too much.
That's it!
Yes?
To whispers and shadows.
Certainly.
Another lore book. Let's see what kind of weapons we do have here. Fine spear.
Certainly.
Okay, I think I go upstairs and I'll look at this later. This probably smells by a lot of combat.
Certainly.
Okay, time to face Raedric. We'll see how it will go, peacefully or not. Let him approach, flanked by a host of guards, all of whom regard you with mute hostility. Lord Raedric VII observes you from his throne. Clad in ornate plate, his eyes have a hollow quality, and there is a pallor to the man's gaunt face that leaves his features showing stark against this dark and unkempt hair. There is a dagger discarded upon one stone arm of the throne. A thin crimson rivulet worms its way down from the blade and past Redric's fingers, even as he leans forward to regard you with piercing gaze. Thought he'd be better looking, even with all the inbreeding. Though his face is calm, you notice Adair's hand strength towards his weapon, a stout with a mind of its own. It seems I have you to thank for the chaos spreading through my keep. I half expected some invading army.
It is unlike Kolsch to hire mercenaries, or foreigners for that matter. And you are not one of mine, so I cannot accuse you of treason.
His fingers close loosely around the pommel of the dagger, as if to ascertain if it is still there, and then flinch away. Perhaps he ought to have considered such tactics sooner. You made short work of my guards. His eyes narrow. They were good and loyal servants, loyal to my coin. If not to me, they deserved a better fate than you gave them.
What has my cousin promised you? Some grand reward? If he had any resources to his name, he would not covet mine. And if he had any honor in him, he would not have tried this here, now, when I have lost so much.
Point to the dagger. What happens there?
A just sentence.
His voice wavers, and in that moment a pang of grief crosses his face. Ygritte knew. She hid the verses from me, the tokens. She knew what I would make of them. The scatter god poisoned her against me, made her deaf to my instruction. Only when our son was born, that hollow thing, that monster, then we both knew what her crimes had wrought. Raedric turns a baleful look upon you, jaw working, face flushed and spotchy with emotion. It could not stand. He brings up a hand suddenly towards his temple, obscuring face. What does Kolsch know of sacrifice? He would indulge himself. Let us succumb, one by one, and suffer the wrath punishment, until the final soul goes to its keeping, never to return, and Gindel Vale is but a barren land. You murdered your own wife, your child? I carried out the sentence. Would you have me give her an executioner? In the Deerwood we see to our own justice. Raedric sits back in his throne, his knuckles white upon the armrest. And that thing, that silent aberration, that was not alive to kill. His dark eyes narrow. Keep your recriminations, trespasser. I have done my duty. Kolth is your cousin?
Oh, yes. We are kin, he and I. He was raised within these walls, in fact, privy to all the privileges our family had to offer. But a greedy man always hungers after more than he receives, however bountiful. I was eldest, heir to the stewardship of our lands, and he was not.
The legacy brought chaos with it, panic and despair. Kolth took advantage of that chaos, creating division in our ranks, luring loyal men and women to his cause. Good men, good women. Raedric's gaze goes distant for a moment, and then he glances at you, and his lips curls. He fled the keep in time, to hole up in the wilds beyond the village, to play at being a commoner, and court favor with the people. And while he plays at conqueror, the Vale suffers. Families, traders, all. I do not have enough men to guard the roads and defend us from Kolsk's incurious both. My attention suffers, and so my governance, my family. Raedric breathes out through his nose. Nor can I make the effort necessary to bring about an end to this curse of if we are beset at all by his traitorous plots. What have you lost?
Much. There is a plague among us here in Gilded Vale. The legacy is but part of it. The rest is fear, heresy, perversion. Each incident alone is but the flicker of a candle, but together, a blaze that will destroy us.
The legacy is a test of faith. It has driven many to madness. They cling to hollow promises, to dark and terrible things. Each lie permitted feeds the fire, every whisper from preening charlatans and venom-tongued midwives, the words of false prophets, the promises of dead gods. He clenches a gloved fist.
The flame consumed her, my Ygritte, and our child with it.
I'm not here for speeches. I came to stop you.
Stop me from saving Gilded Vale? From doing what I must to see this curse lifted and our children restored? What purpose is there in that? No, you come to put a weaker man upon the throne for no reason but that he clamors for it and claim it just. You are a pawn in Kolsh's designs, and he has kept his motivations from you for a reason. I wonder if you understand what it is you do, or what you might accomplish if you were better informed.
You have proven your competence in your way, and had I such an ally, we might together put an end to Gilda's Vale woes, lift the curse once and for all, and in doing so, return us to a life where such strict measures are not necessary. What has happened to Gilded Vale? The legacy, Raedric breathed. Shortly after the death of the scattered god, Waidwen's legacy fell upon our lands. He shakes his head, and despair came with it. How could it not, when the curse took our children, our hope from us? I knew that Berath would not allow such cruelties, not unless we had lost his favor. Some in the village cling yet to a false faith, worshipping the dead god. They revere him in secret, even knowing what it brings upon us. My own wife, she continued her heresies against my wishes, and when our child was born, we saw that then that no sin remains unrevealed. His jaw works. No man is free from Berath's judgment. No woman. Raedric looked at the dagger resting on the throne. I will do what I must to ensure that we do not stray again from the path. but it has taken time to root out the last of these cultists within our village. Time Koth used to gather his forces. I'd like to know more about Raedric's. Raedric's? It is but I, alone now, but the Raedric name was birthed in glory. We have been stewards of Gilded Vale for generations. Its people look to us still for guidance and protection, first from the excess of the Empire, and now from what dangers the Dirwood holds. I have inherited that duty, by my vows, by my title. So long as I am a Thane, I will permit no threat against our lands, be they mortal or spiritual in nature. I'm willing to listen. What did you have in mind?
Good, good. The stakes are too high for rash action. Be assured Defiance Bay will hear of your assistance to me.
You are in a position to put a swift end to this rebellion. I have wasted too many resources on Kolsk and paid the cost for it. Kill him, and I can refocus my attention upon this blight. Between the priest and my enemy, we can determine a cure. My family will be the last to suffer from this legacy. I don't know. I think it's nice that someone's there to distract him from killing the rest of my town, even if they're not the best neighbors these days. He has doubtlessly attempted to ply you with lies, hoping to pull you to his side. He will permit you to approach him, so that he might work upon the view further, and then you will have your opportunity. I am not convinced. Defend yourself.
So be it. May the twinned god take pity upon your splintered soul, and scatter it to the winds.
Okay, let's see how this will go. Here is an archmage, a priest, and okay. So let's go for the mage first. You run a little bit here. You go here. Here. And let's see what can Fireball do.
Hey. Hey.
And let's stun what I can. Here. Let's do this. Let's do this and and another chance, still no. Let's change to this and I have to go against Raedric Aloth. Let's go for Fireball again. And save him. I think Aloth will die. Or not? Okay, he's unconscious, so good for now. Let's go against the priest. Good. Let's go with the Archmage and Heavy Hoe. This. And let's heal something. Okay, the mage is down. Here and you here, and we have 3.
Mow it.
this one. And let's tank a little bit. No. Let's go against this. Another. Where is your spell here? Let's kill him, and the dog is here. And now for Raedric.
Dead on!
Fight is finished. Victorious. A little bit tough, but victorious. Justice. It's 200 sword. Let's put it in others inventory and loot everything else into the stash. Spell redstone and final. Let's put this for a while here and this in stash.
Yes.
And yes, after this fight, I think this will be it for today. It's a little bit too late for continue to play. Thank you for watching, and I'm happy that you were here with me, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do, even though it was a little bit hectic the last fight. So, if you enjoyed, please feel free to follow or subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.